What's up, guys? My name is Sebastian Stratman. I hope you guys are having a great day and will continue having one. This is my Q60, and this is why I think it's an underrated car. I figured while I let it warm up, I can go over a few things. I've kind of gone over a few things already before with it, but this is a little bit more in depth into the tuner side of this car and why I think this is super underrated. First thing first, you don't see a whole lot of these. It's a pretty rare car, especially to see on the road. Maybe if you're in like Los Angeles or something like that, you're going to see it a little bit more, but it's not a common car to see in general. It's very good looking, at least in my opinion, and I know in a lot of other people's opinion. The waves that it has, the natural kind of, not wide body kit, but the natural wide body that it has is really nice. The vented fenders, the way the fog lights and the grille and the emblem go, it all is very well put together. I think Infiniti did a great job on it. With very minimal modifications, you can make this car look crazy, even if you leave it stock. I actually kind of liked the chrome originally when I had the chrome. It looked good. It looked like a very solid luxury car, and it looked like it was worth more than what it actually is. You can probably buy like a newer year like mine for about 35,000, 32 to 35,000 low mileage. And from that, you also get a CPO warranty where you have powertrain and basic coverage for a little while. My basic coverage has just ran out last month, so I don't have it right now, or at least anymore, but I still have powertrain until 2025. So 70,000 miles, I'm only at 30. It'll definitely expire before I put 70,000 miles on it. A lot of people bitch about the interior. I don't really get it. The interior is actually pretty nice in my opinion. I have a few things for like detailing and stuff like that in here. But the top screen, I do have Apple CarPlay installed now. So, I mean, it won't pop up right now since I don't have my phone plugged in or connected. But you can get a CarPlay screen for this for about 500 bucks. This middle screen isn't super useful unless you're using the stock infotainment system, but it has its pluses. One of them is driver performance. You can kind of edit which like gauges it shows. My favorite is the acceleration, just so I know when I have my foot all the way down. Sometimes you don't always know. Plus you can kind of also see your fuel consumption, and you can see if there's an issue. Say you're slamming your pedal down and you're not getting any fuel consumption, there's going to be something wrong. Your fuel flow, things like that. I think these are the most important three that you should carry right here. I still have ECUTEK, which I put right there as well. That shows me my more important gauges, but it's a nice little thing to have, especially if you have someone else in the car. They're not going to have any idea what those gauges are, and it just looks cool. It's a vibe. The basic or Luxe, which is what I have the Luxe. There's a pure Luxe, Silver Sport, and Red Sport. The Luxe comes with a regular like silver interior. It doesn't look bad. You can get carbon fiber interior pretty easily, but this way this isn't going to scratch very much. The black does scratch a little bit, and it's really hard to maintain, just like black paint, but you're going to get that with Mercedes piano black and all that good stuff. But back to why I think this is an underrated car. Everything in this car is pretty much leather or premium kind of stuff. I mean, all the way down to the Bose speakers. This car sounds amazing. I believe it has 13 speakers, and in a coupe, that's a lot. That's a lot, and it sounds very good. I can have the sunroof open, both windows open, and turn it up about halfway, and I can still hear it crystal clear. So the sound system is great. But in general, the interior of this vehicle is so underrated. Just another fact is like the seats. The seats are bucket seats. You do have adjustable bucket seats as well, so it can move in and out with either how big you are, or how skinny you are, or how much you want it to hold you in, which is super nice. You have all the adjustability of you would with any luxury car or newer car, I guess you could say. After you tune, it's kind of funny that my ECUTEK little thing is there. After you tune, this car turns into a completely different car and is crazy amazing. I love this thing. It is super fun. I would never go back to having a less powerful car at this point. With just a little bit of carbon fiber accents, it really does bring like the sporty vibe to it back, where originally it really just looks like a luxury coupe. I did decide to black that out, but there is carbon fiber overlays and stuff like that. As much as I don't recommend them, you can get them. I blacked everything out. The wheels are next to be blacked out. I'm not going to actually paint mine. I know a lot of people do that, but I'll actually be getting black wheels. I thought about getting chrome because I like the chrome and black, but I think blacking it out completely is super nice. The way this car sounds stock is mid. It's very, very quiet, but as soon as you put an exhaust on it, completely brings it back together. There's a lot you can do with the exterior. You can just look at photos of it and you can see how much you can actually do. The last thing that I would probably say to sum up this video is getting power out of this car is super, super, super easy. With downpipes, which are like $500 to $600, cold air intake, which is $500 to $600, and a heat exchanger, depending on how cheap you want to go. I want to go too cheap, but $400 to $800. You're pushing about 450 wheel horsepower on a regular like 91 or 93 tune, which is quite a bit, especially for the basic mods that you're doing. So probably $3,000 not only gets you faster than a Red Sport, but you're competing with the M3s, you're competing with the M4s with that much power. I have no problem taking CATBACKs in this. I have been beat by an M3, but I've taken a fully modified 535i to Applebee's and I was done shocked, and so was the other guy. He was super good sport. I was completely shocked that I smoked him that bad. But this car isn't very heavy, plus with how easy it is to get power, it's insane. With turbos, some fuel mods, and not even ethanol, you can push about 600 wheel horsepower. You add in ethanol and you're talking like 710 to 750, depending on how much you and your tuner want to boost it. But this vehicle is super underrated. I would highly recommend it to anyone. If I were to do it over again, I'd get an older year. I'd get like a 2017, 2018. Whether you get a newer one or not, you're gonna have turbo issues. It's just something that happens in these vehicles, and I'm not gonna go into detail in it. You can watch hundreds of other videos on why turbos go bad in these cars. But you take the car and you understand its issues, and it's an amazing car. You look at getting an 8.6, or you look at getting a FRS, something in the price range of this car, then you're still looking at issues. Even a WRX, you're still looking at issues, very similar issues actually. So I don't know why people are so mad about the turbo issue. It's common in any turbo car. No matter what turbo car you get, you're gonna have an issue, especially if you're pushing it as much as you plan to push this, if you're buying it to modify it. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, and I have a lot of plans for it. I'm gonna do more videos in the future, but I wanna get more videos out there, so I'm making this one quick. So I would highly recommend to modify this car. I would highly recommend to buy this car. If you don't plan on modifying it, I would shoot for the Red Sport version, but if you're planning on modifying, there's not much point to get the Red Sport, especially if you plan on getting an LSD in the future. You're gonna have the same gear ratio, and that's really all it is with the Red Sport. Everything else on a Red Sport you can replace and put into a Lux or a Silver Sport, and for cheaper, much cheaper than you can get a Red Sport. For about $3,000, you can turn a Lux into a Red Sport minus the gear ratio. You add another $2,000 and there you go. You got a Red Sport that's actually faster than a Red Sport. So anyway, guys, hope you guys have a good one. Peace.